Hello, everybody. My name is Eric, and along with Ausha, Sam, Leon, and Andrew, we are LuxeVogue, a designer clothing rental company catered to travelers. Our business model is strongly focused on enhancing traveling experience and expanding the luxury of high fashion to a larger audience. With less commitment, our customers will have more freedom to explore the world of fashion. And today, we are going to be discussing the problem and our solution, our company going against other competitors, some hypothesis and tests performed, some pro forma financials, our requests and intentions, our future vision and growth, and we'll wrap it up with a demonstration of our prototype.
So the problem would be that designer clothing is quite a bit. But on top of that, there's also some luggage fees, and you also have to wait to get your luggage. But there's also could be lost, stolen, or damaged along with it. But our solution would be that we're providing designer clothing to rent at a reasonable cost. We offer in-person and delivery service. And we also offer pickup on site, means that you don't have to worry about the luggage. So our competitors would be Rent the Runway, which offers both online and pickup, but they only allow you to rent it from 4 to 8 days. Le Tote is another company, but you need to be subscribed for that. But what we offer is not only do we offer delivery and pickup, we have numerous locations across the country. We don't have any minimum or maximum rental days, but we also have the option for our customers to purchase after renting.
So we wanted to come up with some hypotheses and test them so that we could make sure that our company was on the right track going forward. So to test the demand, we came up with a hypothesis that tourists are more likely to rent high fashion clothing versus regular clothing. So we distributed online surveys to friends and family that travel, and results indicated that although less baggage would be convenient, most people wouldn't rent regular clothing unless it was a long trip, like over 3 weeks. So that's for regular clothing. And most people that went on trips took trips less than 2 weeks, or 2 weeks or less. When asked about high fashion rentals, those that we surveyed were really intrigued and they wanted to know more information because they hadn't even thought of that as an option in the past, and they hadn't experienced anything like it before. To test our target, our hypothesis was that our target customers will be tourists rather than locals in the area or business travelers. So we compared data of designer store locations, and we found that large cities were more likely to have designer stores located in them for the designer storefronts, and they are often cities with high levels of tourism. We interviewed business travelers who expressed that there may be some interest in renting business clothes. However, most of their options are usually tailored to fit custom for them, so that might not be a good option for our rental business model. We also researched and compared prices of designer clothing to find out that prices range by designer and are often in the thousands. So data shows that the majority of travelers will spend about $2,000 per week on vacation, and most of these are in the middle class. So that gave us the information that we needed to stay within the target range to keep our prices around that area so that they wouldn't go too much over the $2,000 per week if we wanted to stay within that target. To test the delivery method, we came up with the hypothesis that customers would rather pick up their clothing upon arriving at their destination instead of traveling with really expensive clothing and carrying excessive baggage along the way, risking it getting damaged or lost along the way. So we interviewed travelers who expressed that they would like to try on most items before renting them. There were a few travelers who were more interested in a delivery option. Respondents did note that picking up their rental in a new city sounded much safer than traveling with expensive clothing. So the options that our competitors do would be to ship the clothing to somebody's house, and then you'd have to travel across the world with them, but we would actually just have them pick it up on location. So we also wanted to, address our profits and what prices we would be able to charge for our service. So we came up with the hypotheses that we would be able to rent out clothing at 20% of the purchase price plus fees, and also that we would be able to make a profit with this model and we'd be able to expand. So we researched data of pricing differences between cities and countries and compared. We also researched competitor services which deliver to customer homes. We interviewed travelers to see what they would expect a service like ours to sell or to cost and what we would sell it for. And we found that people expected costs to be really much higher and out of their range than what we were recommending or suggesting. And they were pleasantly surprised with the prices that we were suggesting to them, and they were quite interested in it. So we also found out that although that fads and trends exist in fashion, there are just some really classic fashion staple items like the little black dress that are always in demand and they would always be wanted.
Thank you, Asha. I'm going to go over some of our financials over the past 3 years. And so I'll be looking at the revenues and minusing the expenses that have been going into those, which ultimately leads to our net profit. And so the biggest thing for our company is obviously our inventory. And so over the past couple of years, over year 1 and year 2, our inventory did fluctuate, but not as nearly as much as it did in year 3. And so it is really important for our company to maintain inventory as we want to continue to expand. And as you can see, our salary and wages, we did take a cut, all 4 of us or 5 of us, over the for year 1 and year 2. That's just because we wanted to make our company thrive and we were all heart and soul in our company. And then in year 3, we started actually to make some more money and able to pay ourselves. So what we are seeking as a company is $200,000. What we would do with this $200,000, we would like to expand to new locations. And with those new locations, we want to purchase more inventory. Right now, we are currently based in Salt Lake City, and our company has been doing extremely well. So now we would like to expand our locations to New York or California, and even after that to Europe. But for right now, with this $200,000, it'll help us gain new locations, and we will be able to purchase more high-end rental clothing.
So our future vision and growth, I'll go over now. Our main goal for a future vision of the company includes expanding to destination cities in Europe. Just to name a few examples: London, Rome, Paris, etc. We would also want to expand our network and grow our supply chain within the industry to be able to source the clothes that we rent out easier. And additionally, we would eventually want to source all types of clothing to be able to cater to all types of travelers and possibly even break into the high fashion space that is so prevalent in Europe. Now I'll pass it off to Eric for our prototype and our outro.
Yes, thank you, Andrew. Yeah, and now I would like to take the time to demonstrate a prototype of our website. This is the demonstration of the website that we plan on phasing out. We would also like to put this on Android and iOS for convenience sake. But as you can see, our landing page has samples of a new fall collection. We can highlight new items with Gucci, for example, the new Gucci collection whenever we partner with a new brand, and as well as our family of brands that we'd like to highlight when partnered with them. We come to the menu here. We also have a tab for shopping. Here we would have a couple featured items that could be in low demand that we would like to push, or stuff that seems to be in high demand. The prices are not reflective of the 20% that mentioned before. It's more of a placeholder. Again, this is a demonstration. Of course, we have a little slideshow of kind of the vibe and what the goal that we're trying to achieve. Coming back up here, we can also shop by location. Here, as previously mentioned, we'd like to have physical locations, and in this example, we have them at international airports. It's like, for example, Los Angeles, New York, Miami, and of course, Salt Lake City. You also have an option to check inventory depending on the location, and as long as the little map. And finally, we have a little about page kind of detailing our story. And so, yeah, thank you all for listening, and we'll have a good one.